$330 a week.
We've been trying to help needy people, but we ended up being the needy ones ourselves.
The hardest thing was being in so much debt and not knowing how am I going to get out of this debt.
I remember standing in a queue at Coles supermarket and wondering whether I'd have enough money on my credit card to pay for the groceries.
In 7 years of marriage, we'd never once had a family holiday.
Things were so bad at home, our friends thought we had a problem with money. We didn't have any.
And even doing things like going to the movies or buying uniforms for our kids was just a real stretch.
We'd pretty much hit an all-time low.
We were sick and tired of being sick and tired.
And I just didn't know where to go to get out of this dead-end job.
And then when someone showed us about Manatech, we really knew that this was our chance, so we grabbed it.
We've now been able to help our kids to get into business themselves.
What really appealed to me about Manatech was we could change people's lives with it.
Our lives have changed totally.
I have the most amazing team of people that I brought on board with me, and we work together. I just love what I do.
We went from $500 a week and not being able to afford to go out for coffee, not being able to afford to buy shoes for our daughter, to being able to travel the world in 14 months where we're earning over $120,000 a year.
As an accountant, I've looked at a lot of businesses, and this is far and away the best business model out there.
What you've just heard is from a group of six-figure income earners who've established themselves in a business with a proven, easy-to-follow system with no overheads, no staff and low risk.
Today there's a huge problem in society. You see it on the TV and hear it on the news almost every week. And that problem is the growing need for better health.
Manatech is a forward-thinking company that capitalises on the health and wellness industry's globally booming growth. According to some economists, it is expected to be a $1 trillion industry within the next 5 years, driven by the baby boomers.
The baby boomers are those born between 1946 and 1964. This huge explosion in population represent about a third of the population and control a whopping 50% of our gross national spending.
This is why boomers have dictated every consumer spending trend since the mid-1940s. 450 million baby boomers just won't be stopped.
And because they want to feel better and live longer and do the things they used to be able to do, they are driving up demand for safe, plant-sourced, non-toxic products that give them a better quality of life and help them look and feel great.
After carefully evaluating this information, you'll be able to position yourself for a piece of the action with a company that is publicly listed in the US on the NASDAQ, MTEX.
Has an exclusive product technology.
Has that technology protected by patents.
Is essentially debt-free. Has achieved over $1.5 billion in turnover in their first 10 years.
Is operating in 12 different countries and
has featured in major press such as Forbes magazine, listed in the top 5 best 200 small companies in 2006, Australia's BRW magazine as one of Australia's top 10 biggest direct selling businesses in 2005, and Businessweek magazine, featured as the 12th hottest growth companies in 2007.
Manatech's Research and Development Department strategically develops unique, cutting-edge, patented products for the wellness industry.
Our main product lines including optimal health, weight management, sports performance, children's nutrition and skincare, and the importance of our unique, patented proprietary technology has been validated by many leading scientific publications, as well as many people in the medical field.
Well, centuries ago, physicians understood inherently that food was critical to health. But as we became more urbanized, modern farming techniques has stripped many of the essential nutrients that are required for optimal health.
If it wasn't for commercial agriculture, we wouldn't be able to sustain all the people on the planet. But at the same time, we're growing a lot of our plant species for the wrong reasons, and it's not nutrition. We're growing them to look prettier, we're growing them to be more shelf stable, to be larger in size, to be more attractive to the consumers. And sort of nutrition is almost like not even a thought in when it comes to commercial breeding of food. And that explains why when you go to the store, sometimes you'll buy a peach that is hard as a rock, and even when it ripens it doesn't taste like anything. And that's because the phytochemicals haven't had a chance to develop within that particular fruit. If you harvest a peach unripe and then use gas, they use ethylene gas to make it ripen artificially, basically no flavor will develop. And that means that basically no phytochemicals are available in that peach. And peaches used to be a very important source in people's diet of things like beta-carotene. Okay, you used to be able to get your amount of beta-carotene out of 2 naturally grown peaches, but now with commercial agriculture, the amount of beta-carotene is so negligible that you have to eat dozens and dozens of peaches if you could possibly get them all down to get a daily supply of beta-carotene. And that's just one example.
Well, you know, it has been our strategy at Manatech to patent all the technologies that we bring to market. Number one, that ensures our associate base as well as our consumer base that we will have proprietary and efficacious products. And I think when people come to Manatech, they expect the best. And what patents do is they ensure that not only do we have the best, but that we can protect it. The world is desperately looking for answers to quality of life issues. And the only thing that will turn the tide is finding the best scientifically validated ways of feeding the human body appropriately in the world that we live in today, the 21st century. And I think at Manatech we are just totally excited about the fact that we have developed new science that brings the best that nutrition has to offer, you know, to people who are desperately looking for ways of improving their quality of life. And I think that's everyone, you know, regardless of what your condition of health is today, everyone wants to ensure that they're providing their family with the absolute best. And at Manatech, you can count on that.
Out of 200 naturally occurring sugars found in nature, a group of at least 8 sugars are required by your body to function and communicate effectively on the cell level.
Sadly, given our modern farming practices, food processing, green harvesting and the use of toxic pesticides, our food has been depleted in its nutrient content. At last, Manatech has developed the blend of these 8 biological sugars required for every cell in your body and everybody on the planet. So what does this mean for you?